Hi, everybody. Charles Meade with you, and I'm joined today by Troop 146 volunteer Jerry Lopato. And Jerry has a special designation in that he was a volunteer who suggested to our council leadership that, you guys really ought to come up with some way to help incentivize units and recognize their participation in scouting activities during COVID-19. And that suggestion was to come up with a patch. That's what we do in Scouts. And Jerry, we wound up, thanks in part to your inspiration, coming up with the idea for the Scouting at Home patch, which is now available. Let me back up. It's available soon. You can fill out the forms and complete and earn this patch. We are hoping that the Scout Shop will receive from the patch vendor very soon, within the next week or 2 weeks, this patch that you then can purchase and recognize your scouts with. Jerry, what was, just in a general sense, what was kind of the thought behind your suggestion to us to do this?
Well, I have to say, I didn't really come up with the idea. I saw another council had come up with it, and I thought it was a great idea because I don't know about other scouts or ASMs and so on, but from my life in the Navy and also especially from Boy Scouts, it seems like when scouts talk about stuff that they've done in the past, some of the most trying experiences they've gone on, like one of my first campouts, it rained like crazy. And I found like a year later, scouts were saying like what they were doing during that camp out, how raining, how everybody was doing together and doing things. It was like a fun thing they were talking about. It was a one unifying event that they all went through and they came out of. And this is something obviously we're all trying to do right now, go forward, and including the scouts. And some people, I mean, there's more fun on some things than other things that everybody's learning. I just thought this is something that somebody should down the road should memorize. I can't say the word right, but memorize or toward signify we went all through this together at some point, which I think was what all patches are for, right? Whether or not you go to a summer camp or something.
Sure. Well, some of the best conversations about your scouting memories tend to be, hey, look at this patch. Do you remember when? So yes, absolutely so. And we should let folks know that if you're looking for the patch itself and how you get it, if you go to our website and you look under either, you can get there a couple of ways, but either under activities, you'll find this Scouting at Home, which is also linked on our coronavirus page, which the coronavirus page, we used to have, you may remember, a call out here, but right now you'll want to get there. If you're still looking for that information under activities, either through coronavirus page, there is a link then to the Scouting at Home page. If you click on the Scouting at Home, no matter how you get to it from this navigation or through the other page, you'll see want to earn our council Scouting at Home patch. Visit this page, click that. That will take you to the requirements, and they're pretty straightforward. We tried to make it as simple as we could, and this is actually the form that you fill out in order to notify that you have completed these requirements. And then when you're done, you'll get a note with a link that will take you to the Scout Shop page where you can actually purchase those items. And through the Scouting at Home page, we also have listed different ideas about ways that units can stay active. I know there are several troops and packs and crews and ships that have really done a great job of figuring out ways to keep their scouts active. Jerry, you were sharing how within your troop, 146, you all are right now in the process of really trying to figure out some ways that you can maybe move to doing a few things, perhaps in person or otherwise. I think other units would find it helpful. Just kind of describe right now what y'all's process is.
Well, we've been meeting every week virtually on Monday nights, and we did a virtual camp out in our backyards a few weeks ago. And we just had our PLC meeting on Tuesday night, and obviously things are opening up, and we're trying to determine for us what that means for our troop. And so there's a couple of things that are going into it. We're still trying to bounce around. The first thing we sort of have to figure out is, what does the scout feel like? What do the scouts' parents feel about this right now? Because it's to a lot of people, it's still an unknown thing that's going on right now. Then like usually we meet at our local church here, and they're still closed as far as I know. So Josh Woolard is going to reach out to the pastor and find out what's his schedule. We didn't know at the time, we didn't know what the schedule is, and he may not know either. He may be waiting for what happens with his opening as well, and he may be being conservative before inviting everybody back on campus. What do we do? How do we do it? Do we require masks for everybody to show up for something like that? How do you get there? Do we require a parent to bring each individual scout in a car and everybody's got to maintain a distance that way? Can you get multiple scouts in a car? I mean, there's a lot of questions we don't know the answer to, but we're still trying to figure out how that's going to work with us. And that's basically what we're thinking about right now in the next 2 or 3 weeks as everything is open, as the city is opening up, how that affects what we're doing. Those are the questions we have, we're trying to answer.
Right. And I think there are probably a lot of units who are in the same space that you all are. And we have provided on the council's webpage, again, if you go and you look through under activities, and this time that main coronavirus information page, if you click that, one of the first links you're going to find under the quick links is can or should our unit meet? And if you click that, you're going to see basically what we have spelled out, because there have been several units that have asked, what do we need to do if we're thinking about this is something that we want to try? This is what we're asking, is that you sit down as a unit, exactly like Jerry and 146 are doing, figure out what are the prevention guidelines? Can we meet these that are provided by health officials, both from not only the federal, the CDC point of view, but also the state's minimum standard protocols for youth organizations. If you can meet those two things, then exactly what Jerry's talking about, and he mentioned Josh Woolard, who of course is the Scoutmaster for Troop 146, you all then go and most importantly talk with your chartered organization and make sure that everybody's on the same page and they all agree that this is a workable plan and something that can be done. And your point is spot on, Jerry. We obviously want people to be able to continue in scouting, but we want to do that in the safest way possible. And that is certainly our suggestion to everybody, and check that resource and work together like you would normally with your charter partner and make sure that the program is doing what it's supposed to be doing.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because when we had the meeting Tuesday night, we've been following the page, but we didn't know that was up there when we were talking about it. So I'll probably get together with Josh and the other ASMs and email that out, make sure everybody knows that, so we can discuss, make sure we have everything according to what your list has, as well as in terms of what we're thinking about going forward.
Excellent. Well, Jerry, I appreciate your time so much, and soon, we will actually do a honest to goodness patch presentation with you as a thank you for your suggestion. No matter how that inspiration came to you, we appreciate you passing it on, and we certainly hope that everybody will continue to be active in scouting, go and apply and order those scouting at home patches, and most importantly, keep active in scouting. Jerry, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You too.